Hi there, and welcome to part 3 of the getting started videos. Okay, so there's not much changed. You will be able to make your map, get your path started, and integrate your Greek monuments. The only difference in the version I've got here is that the Greek monuments kind of have these ancient slabs around them, and we can see over here that there's another monument hiding inside this rock. So we're going to delete the tree, and here's an example of an ancient artifact. So what you do is you right click on these artifacts and you will get some cash. So now that we've first things first, let's open the park. So now that we've got some cash, what we need to do is start to think about generating some additional income for the park. We've got our forest over here that's slowly growing. We can right click on a tree and find out how much it's worth. So the oak's valued at 45 at the moment that we planted. We paid 50 for each one, so they've got a long way to go before we can actually make some money on those. But let's go for a burger stand. In fact, I don't think we're going to be able to have a burger stand for the simple fact that we're not really got enough tourists. And the thing about a burger stand is that it's got a staff member, and so it's going to start taking wages off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for a newspaper stand. These are kind of like information pamphlets, so just something to help your tourists get an idea of what's in your park. So we're going to put a couple of these around as our first retail options. They're not cheap, they're 500 each. Now, to get information on them, you simply right click on them. If you're not happy where they are, left click and you can move them around. Use the left control key and the mouse wheel to rotate, and just simply right click if you've had enough information on them. You can also use the icons up the top here. It's the burger stand, the burger and the drink is for retail outlets. So that's that. But we will need to switch cash indicators on, because there we go, there's a cash indicator. You can see we made two stars on that already. So opposed to a donation to your park, that's a donation. The little hearts, that's a donation. Another heart, another donation. So we'll switch the donations off, so we're just left with retail sales. Now we've run out of cash, so what do? We can sit and wait for the tourists to generate some more cash for us, but we do have all these rocks around the place. So we could start deleting some of these, selling them. So that's what we'll do. We're going to start to sell. We're going to start to sell some of the things in our park. Keeping an eye on our park score, because as we delete, keep in mind that our park score is going to go down. So we've cleared quite a big area here. We're going to keep going. We found an ancient monument there, well, an artifact. Let's hope we get some cash for that. There it is, 96. Not a great amount, but a bit. So what we're going to do here, well, we've got options. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant more trees. I'm going to get that park score nice and high. I'm really going to try to get as many tourists as we can. And then as we get more tourists coming to the park, they'll start donating more and more to the monuments. Then we'll be able to move into hiring some staff and things of that nature. So I'm going to try to get the park score up over 3,000. There's there. I'm going to save. I'm going to go back, make sure that it's on easy. Load. Open. I'm going to sell this tree here. Plant another one just to make sure we're over 3,000. Now you might go, well, why have we dropped to 2,000? These monuments here will give a park bonus. So we're just waiting for tourists to activate those bonuses and our park score will go up. So we're up to 20 tourists. Nice. Now what we can do is we can right click on a tourist, get a bit of information on what they've spent. We can also get visitor cam. There's our new forest that's been planted, and we can see the park through the eyes of the tourist. Back to the player and off. And we can also highlight all the tourists with the marker here, so we can keep an eye on all of them. But they're doing okay. 20 tourists isn't a great amount, really. It's not a lot. We've got no seating over this area, so what we can do, just to use up our 500 cash, is we'll get some more seating round here, like that, giving the tourists plenty opportunity to donate some cash to our park, which is desperately in need of some cash. Now we've got this massive amount of rock in the middle of this area here. Because we've got no cash again, I'm going to start selling it all. Even because it's a shame, because it was a really nice feature, but our park needs the cash. We can always rebuild something like that later on. So I'm going to get rid of the lime trees, even though they're very nice. They don't give us much profit. So, blimey, there's a lot of trees there. Don't get a lot for lime trees, sadly. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a terrain edit. So the middle here is representative of flat land. This side here will be raising land, this side is lowering land, and this slider here is the size of the area that we're going to edit. So quite big, quite deep, and then just right click. And we're going to make a pond feature here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight under this bit and go out to the coast. Like that. And bring it round a bit like this. There we go. Off. Now we need to update the path, so we just click on path, right click on a node, any node will do, and that's it updated to a bridge. So that's quite nice. We've got something hiding underneath there. I think that's a bonus. Yep, that's gold coins that we found. So we've now got quite a bit of cash. We did affect our park score a bit, so let's go back to our new forest area. Maybe oak again. Start planting some trees just to keep that park score up, because our tourist numbers dropped to 11 now, which is not very good. Let's shift to birch again. Sorry, spruce. This will all be chopped down later, so I'm not too fussed about how it's looking. A lot of trees. Try to get it up over 3,000 again. Planting them in there. That's it, up over 3,000, there we go. So we've got a wee bit left over. Oh, we have a park bench that's damaged. Now we can repair this just by right clicking on it. There we go. It will not generate cash while it's damaged. We can now take a look around and see if there's anything needing moved around a little bit. These, they're okay, they're okay. We can add in some more benches because we've got a little bit of cash. We can see that there's no benches around this area. So just trying to make sure that the entire park has something for the tourists to do and pay. Other one just on the coat. No, we'll put that one just there. There, that'll do. So we're up to 18, 20 tourists now. We've got a nice little pond feature going on the go. So let's actually add a rock in the middle of this pond feature. So I'm going to use left shift, and the mouse wheel is going to change the rotation. I'm going to use left alt in the mouse wheel just to make it a bit bigger. This is going to cost a bit of money, this rock. So we're now in the red. Easy way to get yourself out of the red is find a tree. We're going to sell this one. So there we go. We're back in the black. So our park is slowly evolving. Maybe not as we want it to, but needs must sometimes. We've started to slowly work out what we're going to do in this area. We've got our monuments over here. There's certainly more we could do in that area. We could possibly put more seating around this area as well. We've got a lot of monuments here. We can go up to monuments. There we go. So we've got 3 monuments altogether. Could add a lot more seating, a lot more history markers, things like that, to really help our profits. But we are generating a little bit of cash, so it's not too bad at the moment. But we will leave it here for now, and I will getting started part 4 and 5 recorded for you all. This is part 3, so I hope you've enjoyed this getting started guide, and there will be more to follow. Okay.